Hey there, estate planning attorney Paul Rabalais here. You know what, in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the development of this channel, and then I want to focus on, believe it or not, how hurricanes are related to estate planning. And they are, believe it or not, and I'll give you some examples here in a minute. But I'm going to deviate for a second. I don't know that I've ever deviated like this before, but I realized that today, August 30th, 2020, is the 4-year anniversary of me starting my YouTube channel. Did it on August 30th of 2016. And I gotta tell you, I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't really know what I'm doing, but really made some videos. As I look back, I kind of cringed. They weren't very good. They were kind of salesy. And so nonetheless, during that first year, most people who have or create, YouTube channels, they, periodically they take a look and see how many subscribers they have to their channel. In fact, if you haven't subscribed, there's a red button where you can subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss anything. But a year into my YouTube channel, I was checking out some of the statistics that YouTube gives me in the kind of back office of YouTube. I realized that after my 1-year anniversary of this channel, I had a whopping total of 7 subscribers to my channel after 1 year. Probably my mother, maybe my wife, although I doubt it. Could have been some of my kids, siblings, could have been my 2 dogs, Max and Chloe, who knows, me. So after a year, had a whopping 7 subscribers. But I just kept at it. I really enjoy making the videos. I feel like I have some insight that can help just ordinary people who get confused and have questions and need some guidance on this whole concept of estate planning. So I just kept at it, kept making videos. And to date, I've made, it's somewhere between 400 and 500 videos. I don't even know. But now, as I checked just before I made this video, thanks to you guys who have been watching and subscribing, still feel like I'm just getting started, but when I just checked, I realized we have 8,100 subscribers. So that's what's taken place since we started 4 years ago. And I know there's a lot of YouTube channels that have millions of subscribers, but just to get it over 8,000, we just want to say thank you to all you folks who have been viewing, who have been subscribing, who have been participating, who have been liking videos, who have been commenting, who have been asking questions, contributing. This channel is really just not about me, it's all about you, and I'm just so excited where we are, just getting started, gonna keep going. Really would value your suggestions, your input. What would you like to see in the next 4 years out of this channel? Feel free to put all that in the comments below. So that we got that going on. And then another reason today's a big day is because I don't talk about my family too much, but my wife and I, we have 5 kids, and our second child, Taylor, today is his 27th birthday. Happy birthday to Taylor. Taylor has been a lawyer for about a year. He doesn't work with me, but very proud of what he's developed into. And I'm not going to be able to celebrate with him today because he's on his way back to our where we live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He's on his way back from a bachelor party of all things. But we'll see him tomorrow, and he wants to have some spaghetti, so we're going to get the best we can find and celebrate Taylor's birthday. Okay. Another kind of big time of the year, and as we get into this, because we can't get out of our mind this hurricane that just hit our state of Louisiana. And oh, by the way, yesterday was the 15-year anniversary of when Hurricane Katrina just really ravaged the city of New Orleans, the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And boy, just so much destruction, so much loss of life. That was 15 years ago yesterday. And unless you've been hiding under a rock, all of the national news, first or second story is about the hurricane Laura that came in and really devastated southwest Louisiana. And so there are some estate planning ramifications to that. So fortunate here I'm making this video and I live about a 2-hour drive, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes from Lake Charles, and we were just fortunate to not get any damage. But Lake Charles, boy, when you see the pictures, it's just devastating. From what I hear, they're not going to have electricity or water. Many people won't have that for months. And so it's great to see all the people going and helping and contributing. They've got a lot of work ahead of them. And I know from when we've had bad hurricanes in the past, bad floods and other damage, sometimes people contact our office with estate planning related questions. And so I want to talk about how really, first of all, I want to make sure, I want everybody, I feel for the people. If you can help or contribute in any way, please do so. And a lot of these estate planning related questions, they're not popping up now, but as people get stressed and not knowing what to do with property that they either own or live in, it's going to create some legal issues. And so maybe this can help an individual or a family kind of get through some of these issues. I'll give you an example. Most people who had homes in Lake Charles might be a husband and wife, and they have the damage, and maybe hopefully they have insurance, and so they realize they're responsible for putting that property back together if they want to put it back together. But sometimes, because perhaps there had been a prior death before the storm, there can be conflicting interests between people who have different ownership interests in a piece of property, which could be a home, it could be a commercial piece of property, it could be a piece of land with a building on it. So let me give an example. Let's say Dad died, maybe a year ago or 10 years ago, and Dad had a wife. We'll call her stepmom, and Dad had 3 children. Of course, stepmom is not the mother of Dad's 3 children. Stepmom has children of her own, but the mother of Dad's 3 children passed away years earlier, so Dad remarried stepmom, but in Dad's will, he left stepmom the usufruct of his house. You're saying, what is usufruct? It's a Louisiana form of ownership, which essentially, and I could go on for statutes about what a usufruct means, but the practical answer is stepmom can live there. And let's say her usufruct, because every usufruct has a term, Dad stipulated in his will that her usufruct would last for the rest of her lifetime. And whenever he left his wife usufruct, anyone who does leave someone the usufruct of a home or a piece of real estate, they designate who the naked owners of that item is or whatever. So let's say Dad had 2 children. So in Dad's will, paraphrasing here, Dad said, I leave my wife the lifetime usufruct of my home, and I name my 2 children as the naked owners. So when stepmom dies, Dad's 2 children are what's called full owners or co-owners. That usufruct terminates, and then the kids own it themselves. Right now, they're just naked owners. So that's the situation. Hurricane roars in, does some significant damage to the home. Maybe tree fell through the roof, wind wiped away, the house or most of the house. We're not talking about taking off a couple of shingles here. We're talking about some serious damage. And so everybody's looking at each other and saying, what do we do? Who's responsible for fixing this house? And so stepmom may be saying, my husband just gave me the use of the house. I'm not responsible for fixing this thing up. This thing is about totally destroyed. And Dad's children, the naked owners, are saying, we don't own it till stepmom dies, and you're the one who's occupying it, using it. You fix the house. So I want to go through what the rules are, and maybe this can help a few folks. Okay, so I gotta, in circumstances like this, I gotta go straight to the source, which is our Louisiana Civil Code, and kind of read a sentence or two from appropriate statutes. So, and there's about maybe 5 statutes that I'm going to reference in the rest of this video. But let's take a look. All right, so we've got one article. It's called Louisiana Civil Code Article 577, liability for repairs. And it says the usufructuary, in our example, stepmom, is responsible for ordinary maintenance and repairs for keeping the property subject to the usufruct in good order. So that's the start of that. And then it says the naked owner, and in our case we have two naked owners, the two children of dad who's deceased. The naked owner is responsible for extraordinary repairs, and it goes on from there. So usufructuary responsible for ordinary repairs, naked owners responsible for extraordinary repairs. And so what's the next question? What's an ordinary repair and what's an extraordinary repair? Well, there's the next statute, part of Civil Code Article 578. Extraordinary repairs, which again the naked owners are responsible for, are those for the reconstruction of the whole or of a substantial part of the property subject to the usufruct. All others are ordinary repairs. When I look on TV and I see the damage to all of those homes, there's a lot of extraordinary repairs that are necessary. I mean, not just for blocks and neighborhoods at a time. So an extraordinary repair, reconstruction of the whole or of a substantial part of the property. Naked owners are responsible for that, subject to some other provisions in our laws that I'm going to go over. And then again, if it's not an extraordinary repair, kind of by default, it's an ordinary repair. In fact, it says ordinary repairs is a residual category established by the process of exclusion. So is it an extraordinary repair? Yes, the naked owners are responsible. Is it a repair that's just ordinary? Then usufructuary is responsible. Okay, so we got, so far so good. Bear with me, we've got about 3 more rules to go. All right, next applicable statute. The usufructuary, that's stepmom in our example, who's now kind of homeless because the home that she has the usufruct of is destroyed. She's not going to have power or water for weeks, if not months. The usufructuary, even though that naked owner is responsible for the repairs, the usufructuary may not compel the naked owner to make the extraordinary repairs for which the owner was responsible. So stepmom doesn't have the right to say, hey, kids of my ex-husband, y'all pony up, y'all need to pony up $100,000, $200,000 and fix this property that I have the usufruct of. The usufructuary may not compel the naked owner to make those extraordinary repairs for which the naked owner is responsible. Now, if the naked owner refuses to fix them, so if stepmom says, naked owners, fix them, you're responsible for them, and naked owners say, nope, you can't compel us to fix those extraordinary repairs. So if that happens, then the usufructuary may make the repairs, and the usufructuary shall be reimbursed without interest by the naked owner at the end of the usufruct. So under our scenario, dad left his wife the usufruct for the rest of her lifetime. House is destroyed. Stepmom, naked owners refuse to make the repairs. Stepmom makes them. She spends $150,000 making those repairs. When does she get that money back? She gets that money back when she dies. Isn't that nice? So really what that means is when she dies, that's when the naked owners must reimburse the usufructuary for the hypothetical $150,000 that the usufructuary spent on extraordinary repairs that naked owners are responsible for making. So in effect, probably what will happen is when the usufructuary makes the repairs and then dies, the naked owners are likely to have to sell that piece of property to reimburse the usufructuary's estate for the money that the stepmom spent making the repairs. That money will wind up going to the stepmom's children. So we got all that going on. All right, so hope you're still with me. We just got a couple of more and then I'm gonna wrap it up because I don't want to be too confusing. Now, let's say that house is completely destroyed. So it does say regarding an abandonment of usufruct. Let's say stepmom says, too much damage here, I'm out. I'm moving to Florida and I'm gonna go live with my daughter, stepmom says. So the usufructuary may release himself, or in this case herself, from the obligation to make repairs by abandoning the usufruct. So a usufructuary can abandon the usufruct, and then the naked owners own the property. So we got that going on. Last one, neither the usufructuary nor the naked owner is bound to restore property that has been totally destroyed through accident, force majeure, or age. If the naked owner elects to restore the property or to make extraordinary repairs, he shall do so within a reasonable time and in the manner least convenient and onerous for the usufructuary. All right. So those I wanted to go all through that, not so that you could become an expert on usufructuary rights and naked owner obligations, but just to let you know that rules exist in these difficult circumstances, especially, and you have to refer to those rules, especially if there's some conflict between this usufructuary who may very well be the step parent of the naked owners. So anyway, we got all that going. I hope Lake Charles and the surrounding areas, recover, make it back. I'm sure, in Louisiana, people are strong, going through tough times right now, but I gotta bet, show me Lake Charles in 3 years and it's gonna be better than it's ever been, although it's gonna take a lot of work to get there. So that's what we got going on today. Happy birthday to Taylor. Happy 4-year anniversary to you guys for this channel being around for 4 years. And thank you guys for viewing, liking, subscribing, commenting, participating. I hope you enjoy watching these videos, half as much as I enjoy making them. We're just getting started. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm looking forward to wrapping up this year and moving into next year with a lot of really good content that can help a lot of people out there. Okay, we'll see you next time.